When you look at the narrative of individuals being attacked, Peter Obi is one of the most highly attacked individuals in Nigerian politics as of today. And not because he is Peter Obi, no, it's because what he's bringing to the table. He's changing the narrative from an old order to a new order. I give you a simple example. A couple of days ago, we were just talking, myself and him, and he was giving me a story of what transpired in the 250 million saga. You never hear these kind of stories except we hear it from the horse's mouth. And I was amazed because I've been with him for quite a long period of time, but in the way he narrates the story, it shooks me that such an information is not in the public domain. Do you know that because people want to label him with those kind of funny narrative, they were counting that it was a $250 million. Meanwhile, the money was about 250 million naira. And this man is amazing. He stood there to be scrutinized, even when the money was not carried because of him, but for something else in the interest of his states, purchase of cars or by a contractor and all. And this particular story is taped by the security agency and it's in the public domain. But yet people go about carrying a propaganda. I want to challenge any Nigerian candidate that can present himself for scrutiny of this nature. None of them can face the scrutiny of the security agency. That's why up to now they've looked for every nook and corner to find any negative thing about him. They couldn't find it. And when they talk about the issue of doctors, the story was this. He purchased ambulances for resident doctors and government clinic.
That's when he was a governor?
Yes, when he was a governor. And when these ambulances were there, a chief of his kingdom was called that his wife was sick. Apparently, he lost the wife. And while they were there was a launching he did about the ambulances. And when he launched the ambulances, they were telling you that 15 minutes when you call the ambulance were there. When this situation happened, none of them were there. So he called only a private clinic. And this is a man who hates incompetency, and this is what we are not used to in Nigeria.
Yunusa, I've watched
I'm giving you this story so that you can understand the level of lies and propaganda that will not stick on him. It will not stick. It's just like you putting a butter on a plain hot skin. You see, it just melt and then go away. That is the quality of what you see.
Oil and water.
Yeah.
I never mix. I've watched a viral video of the former governor of Anambra State and Labour Party presidential candidate serving food at a function. Some have criticized him of being desperate for power. What do you think?
Oh, you see, these are some of the lies too, because we are used to having the rich showing high and mighty in the society. We're not used to seeing the rich going low, serving the poor. That particular program, I was there. I was fortunate to be there. If you watch some of the picture, you see me right behind him. So when we got in, I was just looking at him. He was serving, and I was wondering, Excellency, what are you doing? He said, Tanko, you don't understand. What we are doing today is that we are reversing the case in our society. Let's take care of the poor. Let's serve the poor. Normally, it is the poor person that will be running up and down trying to see him. So people are not used to seeing it. And in there, too, he was not the only one who served. The priest and all. It was a ceremony on that day. That is what they do in the church in that day. And I have witnessed. And I don't blow somebody's trumpet because I don't gratify it. I don't do it. It's not my nature. I say what I see. I have been in Maiduguri with him when he was serving almajiris. The pictures are there. I posted it myself. He decided to take care of them because these are children who need care, who need somebody to show them love. Imagine a Peter Obi serving you food. You will feel elated. Some of the people at that particular program refuse to eat and say until when Peter Obi served them. So that is the beauty. These are things, that is the narrative and the politics in Nigeria that he is trying to change. And people are not getting it.
Where is Peter Obi now? In the Labour Party that APC is saying is fragmented, is disjointed, you don't know which one is which, or in the ADC coalition. Where is Peter Obi now?
Probably the fragmentation comes from their infiltration. Okay, Peter Obi is a member of Labour Party. He has made it categorically clear. But he's a part of the ADC alliance for 2027.
Okay.
Clearly. So he doesn't own two political party cards. And right from the beginning, if you know, this is a coalition of individuals. He's not the only one, even. His Excellency Vice President Atiku Abubakar is not a member of ADC. Neither is Malam Nasru El-Rufai. So I don't know what the problem is that, you know, let me not use this word. Even the poo-poo of Peter Obi makes sense to some other persons.
Now, let me address one more. Help us address one more of these narratives you're talking about before we go to some other things. The question of, I've listened to it.
Yes.
You know. And frankly, I don't know how I felt. Let me not say how I felt here, but the tape where he dotted every single statement he made discussing with Oyedepo, with daddy. What about that? I mean, the talk is that it was leaked. I mean, wasn't that what happened?
No. Did you ever hear from Peter Obi saying that was exactly what happened? So he's a man of his own. He speaks to the issues. And besides, when somebody relates with individuals, somebody will go and tape it. You know we are using AI nowadays. Anything can
Are you saying it's AI?
Anything can be doctored at this particular time.
It wasn't his voice? Because I thought I was hearing his voice.
Of course. Did you ever hear AI doctoring your voice? It doctors it and then you make it look as if it's real. So either the two parties have been asked questions, and what did they tell you? Did they say that they were the one who discussed this particular matter?
All right. Governor Soludo says any politician pledging to serve one term must have some mental problem and needs to undergo a psychiatric test. That anyone with a functioning brain shouldn't say that. What do you make of that statement?
And at the same time, he came out and said he was not referring to His Excellency Peter Obi. But that's true or false? But then here it's true. Look,
no, because Peter Obi was the only person. I think you gave the letter to the coalition, if I'm right.
Yeah.
About one term.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you did.
No,
let me he's the only person who was talking about one term.
Let me tell you. J.F. Kennedy, yes, Abraham Lincoln, spent 4 years as a president in the United States. And he did extremely well. His records are there. General Murtala Mohammed, even though he's a military agent, 6 months.
He was killed.
Within that 6 months, but he was still performing.
He talked about JFK, also was assassinated. He talked about Nelson Mandela.
Even recently, our own dear Musa Yar'Adua, how many years did he spend? But he was making an impact. When you say you are going to do something, it behoves on you as a leader to be able to exemplify and do that exact what you said you did. Because the decay in the system, the deficit of trust become inevitable in our country. But when you listen to Peter Obi, listen to him carefully, he will choreograph and arrange exactly what he intends to do. He's not a lazy, laissez-faire kind of a leader. Even as of today, there is no political party candidate that have kept this country, this government on their toes, like the opposition ought to be doing, like Peter Obi, because he speaks to the issue. He doesn't talk about individual. He talks about issues that concern everybody, pulling people out of poverty, making sure there's a health facility in Nigeria, taking to look about the roads, how we link up. When you're talking about government trying to build terminal buses in 6 places, which is about 146 million naira compared to the total health budget of Nigeria, about 140. What is your priority? Is it bus terminals or the health of the Nigerian people? These are the kind of things that we are being presented in this country. And Peter Obi would never take anything like that. So he would deal with the issues. And he would deal with the issue that concerns the ordinary man headlong. First year, deal with issue of agriculture affecting the people positively. When you get hunger out of the system, the people start producing and you start making income into the country. You've made a mark. You talk about the issue of electricity. You've made a mark. So these are simple things that this particular government are not taking notice of. He deals with the issue that concerns the people.
Obi promised it was only death that could do him part with the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. But analysts say hardly had Ojukwu died, Obi dumped APGA. Joined the PDP. In 2023, he dumped PDP when he couldn't get the presidential ticket and is now romancing ADC while still in AP. So, can you trust? The question of trust arises there. He said only death would separate him from APGA, but of course he's off APGA.
It's off APGA, but when you look at the...
And he moved from APGA to PDP, from PDP, LP, ADC.
And when you look at the issue of APGA at every point in time during that particular period, there was a different scenario completely. There's a lot of confusion. The APGA of Peter Obi was not the APGA that he left. The APGA that he was talking to Odumegwu Ojukwu leadership. It was intact, there was no internal squabbles, and there was no problem. The same thing that happened within the other political party. He's a stickler for rules and regulations that affects that particular political party for the interest of the people.
Why did he leave PDP?
When he leave PDP, he was clear that the PDP
didn't get a ticket.
No. It has nothing to do with it. He didn't even contest as a contestant at that time.
Getting the ticket to contest.
He wasn't even contesting at that time. He was not. But he was a vice presidential candidate with Atiku Abubakar. And then when he noticed that there were too many placards, just like what you have in the past, he decided that, look, I can also fly this flag.
Now there is talk that PDP is wooing him and Atiku, who have left PDP. Jonathan too. For 2027. Is there fire in that talk, or is it just smoke? And will it be likely return to PDP?
No, this is in the public domain. You saw Professor Jerry Jagana asking him. You saw the governor of Bauchi State asking him. You saw quite a number of PDP stewards talking about it. Even today, some of them are still asking him to come. He's not the only person. He's the most requested beautiful perfume, and he's humbled by it. He's humbled by those particular requests. He's not the only PDP that's asking him to come around.
Some have gone back.
About 7 political
So
parties.
is he going back?
Well, when you get to that road, we will cross it. But at the moment now, he's a member of the Labour Party. And he's
an alliance with the ADC.
Yes, exactly. In partner with ADC for election alliance in 2027. Very clear position that he has won. So
APC says Obi's recent political activities lack direction, principle, and consistency, and that his political influence is fading, while the Labour Party has become, like I said earlier, fractured and visionless. That's what APC says of your principle.
Oh, well, when they say things like that, that's to tell you that they are already scared stiff in their own pants. Let me explain. The most strongest tools that Peter Obi has is the Nigerian people. He's the only candidate as of today that can give you a block vote of Nigerians without shaking. Only. He remains to be challenged. And that comprises of quite a number of people.
People say the North, he doesn't have quite an influence in the North.
I just come back from Jigawa State. And I met fantastic youth that have always been used for snatching of ballot paper and all. The Obidient Movement, which is the political machine who believes in Obi political narrative, have 34 out of 37 existing structure within 1 year. Today I will mark 1 year as leader of the Obidient Movement. All of these people believe in Obi. What you didn't see at that time, you are seeing it, and they are coasting into the world and local government. Go to Meduguri, you will see them. Go to Yobe, you will see them. Go to Kano, you will see them.
Some say Peter Obi may be a good man. Maybe a good man. But how do you trust him with a company he now keeps in ADC, a party some are calling alliance of disgruntled candidates? And then just take this in your stride. This question of one term, that if he gets there, he might want to do one term. But people like you will say, no, you can't do one term. The Igbo people will say, his priest will say, it's your turn. Now, this is God made you to be there. Now, it might not be just him. I mean, like Jonathan in the past and all the other ones, will probably tell him, no, you can't leave now. You can't remember you can't leave now. What do you think about that?
He's an integrity-driven individual. An integrity-driven individual, which is what we do not see over the years in our country, is what Peter Obi replicates. And he said, he will leave office on the 27th or 28th, a day before the handing over. And let me say this. Not only will he leave office, we possibly, maybe, if we happen to be in cabinet with him, it's not a must, because there may be more competent people than us. But ours is just to ensure that we have a person of integrity who can drive this particular process and change the narrative in Nigeria. We will even leave him completely. Me, Yunusa Tanko, if I'm fortunate to be, I would resign if he did not complete that, if he did not make to that particular promises that he made to the Nigerian people. And I can tell you for sure, from what I saw and what I heard from him and our discussion over and over again, Mr. Peter Obi, he's telling you that 100% on the night before the handing over, he will have handed over his own document and then he's out. And he will have been able to change the narrative for Nigerians.
That is if he gets there.
By the grace of God. That's
all right, Yunusa Tanko, National Coordinator of the Obidient Movement. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. God bless.
Interesting one there from Tanko, the coordinator of Obidient Movement. You say you dare Tinubu and co to follow Peter Obi's lead for a background scrutiny. For where? Which Peter Obi and Tinubu's, they are not on the same. They can't. It's too. The gap is too much. The gap is just too much. Not even Tinubu. Nobody. As of today, who can close to Peter Obi in terms of credibility, in terms of competent character, nobody comes close in Nigeria. As far as Nigeria politics of today is concerned, I'm not even talking about those presidential candidates or those bidding for the presidential candidate ticket. Nobody comes close when it comes to credibility, when it comes to character. Nobody comes close. Even if Peter Obi wants at least giving that credit, a lot of persons, no matter how it is, people will complain about government. But if you can meet, at least you perform 80%, that means you are good. The other 20% are complaining. It's not a problem you can solve one day. That's why you see people are still complaining about Peter Obi did. Now, what did he do in Anambra State? We have a lot of reports that Peter Obi is one of the best governor during his time, even until now, as block of different charge DBT to tell you, explain to you. Peter Obi that gave reward this thing recognitions many times. What they used to develop, they used to measure development in your country. Peter Obi is the only one who met those requirements that time, HDI. Do you understand? So Peter Obi is the only one at that time. Give it to him. Anyone criticizing, they can. Yes, opposition can always say something. Do you understand? Even now, look at what is going on in Abia State. Now, as of today, Abia State, unless OT is number one. Unless OT is number one, the performing governor of Nigeria. If you say for me, unless OT is number one, is number one. So if you have any other person to say is number one before unless OT, if you can't the best governor today, unless OT, if you can't take it as number one, you take him as number two. If you can't, in fact, he's on top the list of number three. It's there for me. Is number one. But now, why am I saying this? Look at people in Abia State are still dragging him that he's not doing. Do you understand? Those are opposition. Those are opposition. They are still dragging him. This is a man who came, changed the face of Abia State, who has been able to at least put a lot of infrastructure in place. Talking of electricity, the road, the airport is building, the roads that he has done, built commissions. Do you understand? If Tinubu is performing like that, Nigerians would have been rejoicing. Nigeria wouldn't have been complaining. Nigerians would have just say there should be no election in 2027. Tinubu should just continue. If Tinubu is performing quarter of what Alex Oti is doing in Abia State, but they are still criticizing opposition. That's what I'm saying. So, as 2027 election, Peter Obi is, in fact, is giving them worried. They are panic in Aso Rock, PDP. Peter Obi should go to PDP. This. Peter Obi today is a new bride in town. Everybody, in fact, Peter Obi is going to shock them in 2027. I know for sure, because the reason why he has not declared or officially where he is contesting, the party that he is contesting from, is because of APC. Because they want to surprise APC. It's not time yet. It's when INEX is the time everybody should submit every party should submit their candidate. That time you submit. But now, if you the time is still far away. If you Peter Obi just tell the whole Nigerian APC, they'll put problem in that party. They'll look for a way to destabilize the party. That's why they want to surprise them before the time. That time they announced, then it would have been too late for APC to do whatever they plans to do. It will be a shock to them. So if you want to deceive them, and I've been saying this, that's why you are not seeing Peter Obi. They are working on that ground. The work is going on. So we know. The only thing is PDP and or ADC, PDP or ADC, PDP or ADC, whichever one. For me, I wish Peter Obi take the ticket of ADC. They gave it the ticket, and with APC, with PDP, they will merge again. They will form a coalition again, just for them to have a joint government. It doesn't matter. Do you understand? It doesn't matter is the person should be APC, because now that APC have formed ADC have formed coalitions already, it's not going to be easier for PDP. So PDP should form a joint together with ADC again and let Peter Obi take the ticket. It's a straight winning. Tinubu within 2 p.m. on that election day, the winner would have been announced. There's no way. INEC has nothing to do about. There's no way he can change the figure, because it will be obvious. It will be obvious. Who is that person that is going to vote for Tinubu? How? Yes, people will vote for him, but with that vote that he's going to get, it does not come close to declare him the winner. And it will be obvious. And these people will not allow INEC to do what he did in 2023 and get away with it. That is a problem. Do you understand? That is a problem. Why? In fact, let's just watch and see. We still have a long way to go. But for me, if Peter Obi did not get this ticket, it means that, or if Nigerians do not want to give him opportunity to rule this country, to change the face of this country for good, that means Nigerians still want to continue with this suffering, with the hardship that Tinubu have plunged Nigerians into. So it means that the suffering will continue under Tinubu if at all Tinubu comes back again. So at that time, Tinubu is going to close eyes and deal with Nigerians. The kind of task is going to impose on Nigeria is going to be too much, because at that time he has nothing to lose again. He will close eyes and do the worst. Now that he has something to lose in 2027, that his performance in first year is what will speak for him in 2027 if he's going to come back. But now he has failed, and with what he's doing, he doesn't care. No sympathy. He doesn't care. He's doing this, that he has a lot to lose in 2027. Reasons why he should perform very well this first year, for him to be re-elected, and he's doing this. If he comes back in 2027, he's not going to contest again 2031. So he will close eye, do on that time. If you are talking of money, looting of money, if you are talking of asset, if you are talking of renaming project to his name, he will do all of it. Anyway, those ones is not a problem. Any government who come after him can rename the project as well. That's not a problem. But hey, Tinubu does not have reasons to come back. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Anyways, what do you think? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube. I'll be your guy. Run out for me and subscribe, please.